Hi, my name is Christine Elder. I'm a teacher and a director of a school here in Santa Monica, and I'm a very good student, so I'm holding my watch here because I'm so used to having so much time to yak, because I teach middle school students and they can't really throw me off the stage. So I took 500 pages of notes in my car a couple hours before I got here. I have so much to share. And I'm not good at being succinct, so I'm wasting my time. I want to tell you about three, if I can, briefly, wins for me. I mean, one of the things that was given to me, I've never talked here before up here, and the admissions folks said, you know, who were you before and who were you after? And that kind of cracks me up, I have to tell you. And I don't know if Ron and Mary will remember, but can I tell you I didn't believe in God? So I didn't. I absolutely refused to make a relationship or a friendship with the God that I was taught about when I was young. And so I came, it was a trick. I admired a few people that I was spending time with and their calmness, and I knew that they had something about spirituality within them. And one of them was coming here, one of them had graduated here, and she just kind of said, I woke up and I said to her, you know, I've got to go back into therapy, psychotherapy, because I'm just waking up with this negative tape every morning. And, you know, I looked like a success in the outer world, but inside I really was suffering. And she said, just come here, you know, just do this. And I didn't know anything about this university. And I came in here, this is what I don't know if Ron and Mary will remember, but I judged everything, because that's how I felt safe, I guess. I just judged everything. I did judge the carpet. And I judged the flowers because they were too stiff. And I judged the blue behind the purple. I judged the hugging and everything. And I heard Ron and Mary give this talk, and it probably didn't make sense to me, but I came. And I remember the second or third weekend, I shared with Ron in the class that I didn't really believe in a God. I mean, I thought God was vengeful, and I couldn't understand how we could live in a world with the God and the things, you know, with the suffering that was going on. And Ron was very patient in his answer and invited me to keep coming and said, you know, one day you're going to stay or not. So I stayed. And, you know, how did I start to believe in God? Did it just hit me one day? No, it was through the process of what was described here. It was through opening up it was through self-compassion. It was through learning how to love myself, learning how to drop my judgments, my skepticism. It was through sitting with people, listening to simple stories that started to make sense, trying things on because I wanted to believe, because I knew that other people who were believing were happier. And I knew that there was something else other than this material world. I knew that. I just didn't know how to relate and bring it into myself until, really, you know, I was 56 or 7 at the time, and I said, I want this. And this process helped me embody that and become a much bigger, softer heart. And that's really the truth. So that's well, come on, that's great. You know, all right, I've got 2 more minutes, I think. So I am a director of a school, a private school, and a few things. I want to say that I use a combination of probably all the skills here that we're taught. I get the privilege of using a lot of them with students and parents. And I teach middle school, and it's a time, probably some of you know, that is loaded with angst. And so just some of the biggest, and I could list lots of things, but I'll just give you an example. Right now is a very stressful time for some parents who are trying to find schools for their children, and it's past admissions time. And so there's lots of human stories that come out now that are pretty extraordinary, different from people that started in September. And they're usually loaded with all kinds of issues and problems and struggles and challenges. And I spend a lot of time just in the last couple of weeks, especially helping, I believe, especially parents, try to get off their position of blame and guilt for being, this is what they tell me, bad parents and making bad decisions that they have to live with and that their children have to live with. So that's just, And I believe that through the skills that I can use and the attitude that I bring to them, that I've been able to help them in maybe 45 minutes or a half an hour conversation feel lighter and reframe that blame and that guilt and look at it as, if you will, maybe sometimes an opportunity for learning. And if not that, just a neutral position, right? You know, you tried it, it didn't work, and let's try something else. Another thing, so there are lots of things about work and being with students, and I want to share that through this process here, I met the love of my life, which I never really thought would happen, totally unexpected for both of us, and talk about the learning line growth and the challenges that I went through. It's humongous. So a lot of growth, a lot of challenge came up with that. And had I not been here, I would never, ever, ever have thought that I could enter into a relationship like this. I wouldn't have had the confidence, to just even start it with this person, and certainly to go through the 2+ years that I've gone through that have been super joyful and mature. But challenging too for me, and new and wonderful. So that was a big fat surprise. And I have a beautiful story about family. If any of you are in the position of caregiving for an aged parent and have that story where no one's helping you, I'm there for the last 10 years, and it finally came through. And there's been a lot of healing with my family and absolutely miraculous experiences. So I'm here if you want to speak with me. And thank you so much for listening.